Okay, so this is actually comical because let's just go back over the 9/11 was an inside job. And so we know that that's referring to sodomy. We don't know how all of that works, but we know that's what they're doing, right? And so these attacks that you're hearing and these bangs and all of that, right? It's all in reference to the sodomistic act. They just make a news story out of it. But the humor in it is the way that they put it across. The way that they put it across. So just listen here for a minute.
Prosecutor comes out and says that this is a terrorist attack. And based on what we know so far, I think it's safe to say that this once again is radical Islamic jihadis.
Okay, I'll show you why I'm laughing. Okay? Well, we'll just listen a little bit more.
Striking again in Belgium. We remember what happened just over a year ago, March of last year, when the religion of peace struck.
The religion of peace. Okay. You have to think what it is that they're doing. Okay, so we know that this is the version right here that they give you, that there's these guys that are running around in these black pajamas and they're scary and all of this crap, right? That's these guys. That's the one most people accept. Okay, here's the other explanation that I've given you, right? But it goes a little bit further than this, and this is where the humor comes in. So jihad, remember? That's where imagination happens, right? Remember G? G is what? G is 3, right? Let's put that up over here. G equals 3, right? That's the Saturnian thing, right? And the had is the imaginative part of it. So it's the Saturnic imagination. Let's just call it this. Why don't we just call it this? We'll just call jihad. We'll just call it the rainbow connection, because I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So we'll just call that the rainbow connection. The jihad is the rainbow connection, right? But there's only one way to get over the rainbow, right? So when they talk about jihad, right, and we know jihad is dealing with imagination, all right, but it's the way the imagination is happening, and we know that the the way that it's happening is through what? It's happening through sodomy. In other words, rumpy pumpy. But the funny thing about it is the way that they portray this. Let's listen again.
Attack. And based on what we know so far, really just completely affiliated with radical Islamic terror, the religion of peace. But now a Belgian federal prosecutor comes out and says that this is a terrorist attack. And based on what we know so far, I think it's safe to say that this once again is radical Islamic jihadis.
The reason I'm laughing is because it's a play on words. Jihad is all of this, okay? But it's also this. Remember, I told you have to think literally. It's G, hottie. Remember the G is the 3 is the ass, right? So it's a hot ass attack. In other words, it's a big circle. It goes back to sodomy. but they're using using a word to describe sodomy, to describe an act of imagination or creation or however they do this shit, right? But they're using a word that people don't assimilate because they don't understand how these guys are talking. It's a jihadi. And this is the best part over here, look.
Striking again in Belgium. We remember what happened just over a year ago, March of last year, when the religion of peace.
Look what it says. A threat level remains at 3. This is somebody's ass. It's on the line. Okay, but listen. What?
And just over a year ago, March of last year, when the religion of peace struck in Belgium.
The religion of what? Right? It's the religion of peace. Right? So people are thinking this. People are thinking this. The religion of peace. It ain't. I always spell this wrong, but you'll get it. I always get it wrong. Is it P-I-C-E? Nope, it's the other way around. It's a religion of peace, as in piece of ass. Jihad is jihad. It's the imagination that happens, but the imagination, the rainbow connection, only happens when there's an act of sodomy that goes on. So the attacked by the jihadis, right? Got to put the S on the end, right? The jihadis. Right? And the religion of peace. Yeah, peace of ass. It's all sodomy, man. It's all sodomy. It's hilarious. And it's always, let's go back and look at what he was writing here. Look, they heard 2 loud detonations. You mean a couple of bangs?
Blowing up a bomb.
Yes.
Over a year ago.
And a third eye. A third eye. A third eye. Loud explosions.
Was actually on the ground when the religion of.
And the threat remains at 3 for a third eye witness. Do you understand the silliness of all this? You get it? I don't know how they're pulling it off, but I do know what they're saying. And that's exactly what they're talking about. And that's what the whole thing with the demonic, the archon, the whole thing. Is this, it's just a big, I told you, it's a big fuck story. But when you understand the way they're writing this stuff out and what it really means, when the rainbow connection happens, there's a big explosion. Boom! Because it's the way this shit works. What a goof. Well, off to work.